The Wolf of Wall Street from 2013 follows Jordan Belfort, a stockbroker whose meteoric rise in the financial world is fueled by ambition, greed, and moral compromise. The film begins by introducing Belfort as an ambitious young man seeking success and recognition within the aggressive and high-stakes environment of Wall Street. His initial drive reflects a desire for personal achievement, yet it is quickly intertwined with ethical lapses, highlighting that heroism, competence, and success are distinct from moral integrity. The narrative situates Belfort within a world where charisma, ingenuity, and persuasive skill are paramount, emphasizing that talent and ambition, when divorced from ethical grounding, can lead to both extraordinary success and catastrophic consequences. Belfort's ascent is marked by his ability to manipulate, persuade, and innovate in the financial market. Through the creation of Stratton Oakmont, a brokerage firm specializing in high-pressure sales tactics, he demonstrates remarkable strategic thinking, charisma, and leadership. These qualities, while initially instrumental in driving success, also reveal the dangers of unbridled ambition and ethical compromise. The film illustrates that intelligence and skill alone are insufficient for meaningful heroism or sustainable achievement. Moral discernment, accountability, and empathy are essential to ensure that talent is applied responsibly and constructively. The narrative highlights the culture of excess, indulgence, and moral relativism within Belfort's circle. His colleagues and employees, drawn by wealth, status, and hedonism, reinforce a cycle of unethical behavior, including manipulation of investors, drug abuse, and personal exploitation. The film explores how social dynamics, groupthink, and the pursuit of immediate gratification amplify ethical lapses, demonstrating that individual responsibility is constantly tested by the pressures and temptations of one's environment. The consequences of these choices, legal scrutiny, personal crises, and eventual downfall, illustrate that skill, ingenuity, and ambition must be balanced by ethical awareness and long-term thinking. Character dynamics are central to the narrative. Belfort's relationships with his wife, Naomi, his business partners, and employees highlight the tension between loyalty, ambition, and moral compromise. Naomi embodies both a source of support and a reflection of the ethical and emotional consequences of Belfort's actions. Interpersonal conflicts, including betrayal, deception, and negotiation, underscore that heroism and effectiveness require not only technical skill but relational intelligence, empathy, and ethical judgment. The narrative emphasizes that personal and professional relationships are inseparable from moral responsibility, illustrating the cost of prioritizing ambition and self-interest over integrity and trust. The film also examines the mechanics of influence, persuasion, and power. Belfort's skill in rhetoric, salesmanship, and psychological manipulation drives his financial success while simultaneously serving as a moral caution. His ability to exploit cognitive biases, emotions, and social pressures demonstrates that intelligence and talent can be ethically neutral, their consequences determined by the choices of the individual. This duality underscores the narrative's central tension, that extraordinary skill and charisma can either serve constructive purposes or amplify harm, depending on ethical orientation and self-restraint. Action and tension are conveyed through the fast-paced depiction of financial operations, sales tactics, and escalating legal pressures. High-stakes negotiations, complex stock schemes, and confrontations with law enforcement are portrayed with both technical detail and narrative intensity, emphasizing the cognitive and strategic demands of Belfort's environment. These sequences illustrate that competence, creativity, and decisiveness are essential to navigating complex systems, while also highlighting that intelligence without moral guidance can precipitate personal and systemic harm. The film's structure integrates these sequences to reinforce the interplay between skill, ambition, and ethical accountability. Humor and excess are pervasive elements that enhance engagement while providing critique of the culture portrayed. Belfort's flamboyance, improvisational wit, and audacious behavior underscore the tension between charm, talent, and ethical lapses. Humor serves both as entertainment and as a lens through which to examine human fallibility, the seduction of power, and the consequences of ethical compromise. By juxtaposing comedic elements with dramatic consequences, the film emphasizes that heroism and skill are inseparable from moral responsibility, highlighting the tension between capability and conscience. The climax and resolution illustrate both the consequences of unchecked ambition and the potential for reflection and adaptation. Belfort's eventual legal entanglements, professional collapse, and personal reckoning demonstrate the long-term costs of ethical neglect, underscoring that skill, intelligence, and charisma are insufficient to prevent downfall in the absence of accountability and integrity. The narrative emphasizes that sustainable success and true heroism require balancing ambition with ethical judgment, relational responsibility, and foresight, highlighting the interconnectedness of talent, morality, and personal growth. The Wolf of Wall Street succeeds by combining character-driven storytelling, thematic depth, narrative intensity, and satirical commentary. It explores ambition, intelligence, persuasion, and moral compromise, demonstrating that heroism and effectiveness are not defined solely by skill, audacity, or resourcefulness, but by the ethical application of talent and the capacity for responsible decision-making. Through Jordan Belfort's rise and fall, the film illustrates the complex interplay between intelligence, ambition, relational dynamics, and ethical responsibility, emphasizing that resilience, creativity, and strategic thinking must be guided by morality and foresight. By integrating humor, spectacle, and psychological insight, The Wolf of Wall Street delivers a compelling and multidimensional exploration of human ambition, ethical tension, and the consequences of choices in both personal and systemic contexts.